As discussed by my partners, there are a wide variety of differences between male and female sports. From scholarships to pay raises, the inequality shines through almost every issue. The popular outrage against these topics left me wondering, why is it there in the first place? To answer this dates back to the beginning of society entirely. Women have always been expected to fulfill certain duties and not stray from that path. It is only in the last few centuries has this mold started to shift and the topic of women's equality made it to the hot seat. The idea of a housewife who belongs in the kitchen and has the sole purpose of raising children is still ingrained in the mind of our society. While incredible efforts and changes have been implemented to break this mold, there are still lingering discrepancies, especially within the sports industry. The media coverage on female athletes not only proves that issues still exist, but prolongs these inequalities on a global scale. While female athletes make up 40% of all athletes, according to PBS's Twin Cities study, they only get around 2 to 4% of the media coverage. While this in itself is an issue, the coverage they do get sparks an entirely different outrage. Hundreds of female athletes have been over-sexualized in newspapers, magazines, television, and just about every other form of media for decades. For example, in 2016, tennis star Serena Williams took home another victory at Wimbledon. She has an incredible career with 23 Grand Slam titles and 4 Olympic gold medals. Despite this amazing feat, tens of thousands of viewers decided to shame the athlete for her nipples being visible under her shirt during the match. Before the 2016 Summer Olympics, articles began popping up with headlines of 27 stunning female athletes headed to the Olympics, accompanied by images of beach volleyball players' butts in their uniforms. These are just a couple disturbing examples of the way female athletes are represented in the media. There are many issues that stem from this portrayal. To discuss some of those, track superstar Allyson Felix describes the issues in a video with Uninterrupted that focuses on stopping the sexualization of female athletes. During the interview, she explains that she has had to take time away from training to focus on her looks. She says that she must be pretty marketable in order to gain success in the industry. Felix also describes her feelings of dread and frustration by stating she sometimes does not even want to play the game. She also notes that she feels as if popular male athletes like LeBron James and Cam Newton do not have to keep up with the beauty standard. They do not have to wake up and wonder what will happen if they change their hairstyle and if that will cost them an endorsement deal. Women in sports are expected to uphold this pretty picture of themselves instead of being recognized for their abilities. In addition to a first-hand testimonial about being over-sexualized, experts have also concluded that the media covers almost everything except the athleticism of women. After researching a study conducted about interest in women's sports, Dr. Audrey Wagstaff of Wilmington College wrote the article, Exposure to Women's Sports, Changing Attitudes Toward Female Athletes. In this, she concludes that the media tends to ignore what she values, women's athletic accomplishments, by focusing on their physical appearance, private lives, and femininity and sexuality, even if they achieve more impressive athletic feats. So why does the media cover this? They aim to produce content that will make money and cause talk to form around it. And as the age-old saying goes, sex sells. These corporations, such as Sports Illustrated, focus on the sex appeal of athletes in order to sell more copies of their product. This further diminishes the ability of the athletes, which, as Allyson Felix said, can turn the women away from their sport. While some female athletes are doing well with this media coverage and using their sex appeal to capitalize, it leaves those who are not technically beautiful enough in the dust when it comes to making money. This bizarre way of covering news helps keep the wage gap open and further downplay the abilities of female athletes.